Governor's here thus far. I have the news on. Well, you know, we've been praying. We've been praying. We've been praying. We've been praying. We've been, you know, keeping our faith intact. So much going on. Anyway, I did send a prayer to people to pray for the situation to right itself. So give yourself a pat on the back if you were doing the prayer. We have a long way to go. Yeah, he will. Justin Pearson will be reinstated on Wednesday. He will be, and I'm a little late because I was watching. These two young men are the future. They are leading the way. Let me just show you this. What you do matters. It's from the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum. I think this just came to me in the mail. What you do matters. I really do think that this is a time for us to really reflect on that. What we do does make a difference. I told you Nashville would rally. I didn't really know what I was seeing, you know, when I was reading on it, but I just really felt that Nashville was going to rally, and that was in reference to the after the shooting. And unfortunately, not far away from Nashville, Louisville, Kentucky is about maybe an hour and a half drive north. And in fact, I got my crystal ball in Louisville, Kentucky when I lived in Nashville. A friend of mine opened up a store there and I drove up many years ago. So I'm just making the point, Louisville is really not far from where the shooting happened in Nashville. Sadly, what's starting to happen, and we've seen this in the past few massacres, that there are people now. What the norm is that there are people that experience. You know, they're in a place where there was a gun massacre, that, you know, that are witnessing what's happening and saying, "Oh yeah, I was part of that too." Yes, you're welcome. About the Easter services, Holy Week services. So it's really remarkable. It's really remarkable what's going on right now. I kind of overwhelmed with everything. Personally, I've put a lot of psychic energy into, you know, the work that I'm doing to bring people together and to give you all hope. I do what I can. And the Holy Week services were part of that, just to keep the energy high, to raise it up. This is the light is winning. I just want everyone to just pause and recognize the light is winning, and it's these men are showing us, Justin Jones and Justin Pearson, the younger generation, are showing us that we have to save our democracy. And the beautiful thing is, they're showing us how to do it. What was the purpose of the Justins being removed only for one to be reinstated and days later? Was it all for distractions? Hang on, that's kind of a long one. Was it all for distractions for something horrific being done behind the scenes? That's not what I'm picking up. Did you like the sunrise service? That was pretty amazing. We'll get to that. Jewels are forever after. Just on that note, that's always what they're doing. That's always what the Republicans are doing. That's their playbook. Look at whenever there was bad news about Trump, and he still does it. There's like a big distracting story I mean, it happens so often. It just, whatever the last bad news was about Trump, I'm sure it was trumped by something that was a bigger story. Like, I think he got indicted and then there was a shooting. So, yeah, lots happening. As far as the Easter sunrise service, just to switch topics for a second, I want you to know that that spot is my favorite spot. It really is, in the area that I live. It's on the intersection of two ley lines. And if you haven't seen the Easter sunrise service from yesterday, so much has happened in 24 hours. It feels like it was 3 days ago. It was interesting because I had read. Wasn't it beautiful? It's not usually that clear, right? Easter Sunday is always like, touch and go, but the wind had finally died down, and I read the time of the sunrise like a couple days before. Lo and behold, like when the days get longer and the nights get shorter, the sunrise time changes really, like, by the day. So I thought it was going to be at 6:15 or 6:18, and it ended up that I checked afterwards. The sun rose actually at 6:11. So I showed up at the place, and I was running down the trail. It's like, oh no, the sun's coming up. So it was really nice. It was beautiful. So I hope that it helped to lift your energy to be part of those sacred 4 days, those services. And as I said, I did write a spiritual prayer for the situation in Tennessee. So I just feel like, today's been kind of like all right, not that we can rest easy, but we do have to take pause, recharge our batteries, and keep moving forward. And what we know about these extremists, and I must say, I have another thing to say about these right-wing extremist, racist, fascist, people that are in our government, is I had written to MSNBC and I had taken issue with that they were not calling them what they are. They weren't calling them extremist, fascist. I wrote to MSNBC, I think it was maybe 4 or 5 days ago, and took issue with them calling this party conservatives. And I said, stop calling them conservatives. And lo and behold, this morning on Morning Joe, I heard Joe call them right-wing extremists and not conservatives, because there's nothing conservative about what they're doing. It was in the 60s today, Cheryl? Was that Cheryl? I don't think it was that warm. It wasn't that warm where I am. It was warmer, definitely. Yeah, we can catch a breath. We have to celebrate the wins, Sandy. Absolutely. We have to just, watch these guys that are they're inspiring us. They're like the Pied Pipers. They're leading the way. And this is a time we do have to celebrate. To celebrate that, you know what? Racism did not prevail here. And we know we'll continue to send them lots of light and lots of energy. But I just know from living in Nashville, you can't mess with Nashville. It's not like people. There's a lot of colleges in Nashville. Thank you, Patty. And the fact that both Justins went to like seminary school. They're ministers. And Justin Pearson, I'm convinced, is the reincarnation of Martin Luther King. I mean, I don't remember if I read on that on Friday, but I think I did get that he is. Is he? Yeah. Yeah, I get that Justin Pearson is a reincarnation of Martin Luther King, and it's really, really strong. When he gets in that pulpit, he's just really... I don't know if he's related to Martin Luther King. What's his name? Raphael Warnock preaches at Martin Luther King's church. Yeah, celebrate. The people are stepping up. Absolutely. It's very diverse in Nashville. I just want to speak a little bit too I mean, people were so angry about what happened on Thursday when these Democrats got expelled from the state legislature in Tennessee, a few people in the chat were saying, "That's it. I was going to go to Tennessee to visit, and I'm not going, and I'm not." Remember that it's not the people of Tennessee that decided on Thursday that they were going to expel in the most racist, gross display. It wasn't the people of Nashville so much as it was, the people that voted for these officials. Yeah, but it's not all of Tennessee, right? Right? Justin means just, upright, or righteous is a name symbolic of virtue and justice, providing plenty of great attributes. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And I have noticed, and if you look at the last names of people in our government who have been or are now, for instance, Senator Whitehouse, how appropriate is that? I think that my sense, in terms of, we're just talking about reincarnation and stuff, the spirit of John Lewis is very much with Justin Jones. They were friends. There's John Lewis Boulevard is a street right very close to the State House, I believe. And he interned for him, I think. But Scott is a bad name. Yeah, maybe that's true, but there might be some really nice person in the chat whose last name was Scott, so no offense meant. Trump is appropriately Trump, that's his thing, that's what he does, he trumps everything, it's just he trumps and stomps all over everything, so there's that, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. So, what I do know is that the extremist fascists that are engaged in an autocratic movement to replace democracy with autocracy, what I know about it is that they are always working behind the scenes. So, somebody was saying, was this a distraction to expel these members, to distract us from something else? It's always that way. That's always going on. So what we have to do is be astute, to be aware, to beat them to the punchline, to have tactics to stop what they're doing. And the judge in Texas, who's just out and out, this is a democracy. We are in a democracy, and to be in a democracy and to have people acting like they're kings, and they decree that what they say happens. Keep your eye on the prize, which is to keep our democracy. That's going to be tested. That's taking away the abortion pill. That can throw a lot of women into crisis. Oh, that's the seagulls. They're back. They kind of go, I don't know, maybe they hibernate for the winter or something, but they're back. So that's my sounds in the background. You might think it's a meditation tape, but it's actually seagulls. And I think they might be nesting. Yeah, they're probably nesting. They get really loud when the mamas are protecting their babies. So I have my sign, End Gun Violence, here. We have to do whatever we possibly can. I'm going to just always be, pounding my fist. Join Grassroots of Democracy. Join Grassroots of Democracy. Yeah, later there'll be a bottle drop in about 40 minutes. I think the restaurant's open today. Today feels like a holiday, after Easter, it just feels like a holiday. And on Main Street where I am, pretty much all the businesses are closed, so it does feel like a holiday. Seagulls appearing in a parking lot near you. Oh yeah. I'm going to use the Witch's Tarot today. These are kind of small, so I'll try to get closer. You're a birder. Betty's a birder. Yay! That's nice. So join Grassroots of Democracy. We are always signing petitions. We meet twice a week. Thursday night's a discussion group, and on Saturdays we get together and we have a little civics lesson with Maria Rodriguez. And we're talking about voting rights bills right now. You haven't been around for a while. Oh, I'm glad you're back. So at the risk of being yelled at, the psychic and the sidekick is no more. It just didn't work out anymore. It just came to an end. And I'm going through a lot of life transitions and changes, and yeah, I know there was another shooting. I did mention that because I was mentioning Louisville's not far from Nashville. This is where I got my Louisville's where I got my crystal ball. Many years ago, it was just a short drive from Nashville when I lived in Nashville. Your Easter want to bad with your bet. I think you got a couple typos in there, Cheryl. It didn't make sense. So we meet twice a week, and we have been working for over a year. And just so you guys know, I have my eye on the news all day. So if this is a major story, it's very seldom that I don't catch it. And there has been there have been 100. I think we're at like 168 mass shootings so far, which is probably more than the days that we've had in this year. And it's a crisis. We're in a crisis. We're in many crises, if you haven't noticed. We're in many crises. And so if you just joined us, I was holding up this, I have this What You Do Matters. And just let us know. Let us be aware. Let us really know that we're in a democracy and what we do absolutely matters, and we have to hold each other up, and we have to put an end to, because the Republicans, so-called Republicans that are really fascist in Tennessee, they're immersed in an attempt at an autocratic takeover of the Tennessee government, and it's not only happening in Tennessee. We have the other good news. Judge Janet, I don't attempt to say her last name because I don't want to screw it up, but Judge Janet won in Wisconsin for the Supreme Court in Wisconsin. We have had some wins. Your MAGA family was quite about Trump, not one word. They shut up about it. Yeah, and you're down on your last 3 beers. You're down in your last 3 beers. Talk about a crisis. What do you mean you're down in your last 3 beers? I do think that the more heinous Trump's behavior and speech gets, the more people are going to quietly be drifting away from him. And what I'm referring to is the people that were all like, Trump, he's got, our country was great when Trump was in office. And then, there's really no evidence that he would be good for anybody, right? And I could not believe it, or maybe, what do we say, shocking but not surprising, that on Easter Sunday, yesterday, I think I'm saying the same thing as somebody's putting it in the chat. I'm telling you. It's just how my life is. Yesterday, Trump tweeted in big letters, World War III. Happy Easter, World War III. You're just like, okay, I'm doing my sunrise service. We're singing, we're praying. It's beautiful. Rebirth and hope and love and light and beauty and Trump, World War III. World War III. Yeah, what did he mean by that? I'm referring to, I was talking about people that were Trumpsters. There's a whole lot of thinking again going on. Don't think that there isn't. When you really, yeah, his base is falling away. When you really look at it, if you're a thinking human being at all, and you see how crazy, was he trying to incite his base to riot with that tweet? No, I think actually, let me finish the first thought I was having. When they see how crazy he's behaving, there has to be a certain point, at some level, a need to preserve self, like a survival instinct has to kick in. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're falling away. I mean, like self-preservation, just preserving your life, it's got to kick in eventually. Oh, we have so much to talk about. Then there's Clarence Thomas. We have so much to talk about. And you probably, you get to a point, I think, it doesn't matter how idiotic you are, you get to a point where it's like, wait, this guy just tweeted in big letters, World War III on Easter Sunday, no less. I have seen him try to go for the insanity plea at a certain point. I have seen that. Let me make sure I have my thing set right. Okay. Yeah, and he's all about, the Waco, remember, we're going to be sending lots of light around April 19th to, all over the country, because it's a domestic terrorist kind of a holiday, for lack of a better word. Yeah, so people, I do think he's going insane. I do think Trump is going insane. I think he's losing his mind. I can't shake the image that my guides gave me a couple of years ago of him at the end of his life, absolutely friendless in a mental institution in a wheelchair. I didn't say Trump means well. I didn't say that. Did I say something wrong? I said he's not well. I think. Kathy, you're back. I'm glad you came back. Am I serious? Trump means... Yeah, he said he tweeted in great big letters, World War III. Oh, you're responding to another person in the chat. I was like, what? Sometimes I have to just not read the chat so I can stay focused. How's everyone's allergies doing? Kind of feeling sniffly. Remember that he wants to use a... Try not to wear my glasses. Well, people won't vote for him if they're afraid of him, and I don't see Trump running for president anyway. You have an uncle that lives in your basement, it's virtually the same thing? That's funny. Okay, so if you guys missed the news, I have people in the chat that are putting the news up. I know what the news is. I know the main stories. I always do. Like I was saying to my dad the other day, I know too much. All right, let's get to some cards. So this is a win. This is a win in Tennessee. This is a win for democracy. And we've been meditating too, just so you know, 20 on Tuesdays. If you want to join us, I'll get to that in a bit. I'm going to look at what's going to happen with gun reform. Yeah. Gavin Newsom started up a campaign for democracy. So what we're going to do is we're going to start to get more involved in the various democracy groups. There are a lot of them. So we're going to look at what we're going to see on gun reform. The students are rising up. Will Justin Jones banned for more cruel behavior in the House now that he's reinstated? What do you think? I want everyone to just kind of think about this. Somebody in the Tennessee government, one of the legislators, we don't know who it was, and Dan, how is that related to anything we're talking about? Thank you, Daryl. What somebody in the Tennessee legislature did was they whipped out their thing and peed on one of those representatives' chairs. Has anybody heard that? Yeah, there will be people. We have to protect the true Justins. There will be people that are extremist, white supremacists, that will be, that are serving in the government. Oh yeah, they'll continue to be harassed. Yeah, so do they know who it was? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Yeah, but does anybody know who did it? Bober. I didn't connect the two. Who said that? Lisa. Call Lauren Boebert. Call Lauren. I still didn't know what Lauren Boebert was saying about, is it a criminal offense? Anyway, let me get to the cards. You sat on an airline seat that was soaked. Well, hopefully somebody spilled a glass of water. Yeah, that's what they're up against. They're up against that kind of it. And let's not forget, the insurrection is defecated in the Capitol and peed in the Capitol. I don't know who it was. No, Marjorie Taylor Greene wouldn't have been in Tennessee. Does anybody know? I'm not sure where the story originated. I don't know if anybody knows. Are you just guessing that it was the Speaker of the House, Cameron Sexton? Is this going to make any change happen in terms of gun laws? It took me 30 minutes to get to the cards. Here we are. Actually, it's going to be a lot of smoke and mirrors. Cameron Sexton did that. I just wonder, Justin Pearson spoke the name of the person who peed on his chair. Was it his chair or was it the other Justin? They said it was the speaker. I wonder, there are cameras in that room. Do they have that on camera? That is so disgusting. He should be expelled. He should be expelled. I hope somebody's working on that. Was it the Speaker of the House in the Tennessee government that peed on? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The world is watching, just like Justin Jones said on Thursday. Don't tell Boebert. Okay, so in terms of gun reform, there's going to be a lot of smoke and mirrors. And I did post a, has to do with Ted Cruz, but we're talking about the issue of gun laws. I did post on my community page this clip that I saw of Ted Cruz, I think it was Chris Murphy. Ted Cruz advocating for more guns, and to Chris Murphy, it was just, these people are monsters. It was so infuriating. What makes somebody do something like that? Like pee on the representative's chairs, Joanne? That's why I brought it up. It's like, what kind of thinking is that? So Tennessee has a PPT. Lisa, you're on fire tonight. Oh my goodness. So as far as gun laws, the Seven of Cups is the extremists pretending. Like this, for instance. How many times have you heard the fascists say, They're coming for your guns. How many times have we heard that? And it's never been proposed that people turn their guns in. It's never been proposed. Tennessee has a PP tape. I hope they do. And Russia does have a PP tape on Trump, just so you know. That's my psychic impression. There's going to be a lot more people rising up against gun violence. The inmates are definitely running the asylum, but it's more, I mean, someone's saying the inmates are running this asylum, Diane. It's such a circus. It's a group of monsters. They are monsters. They are scary, awful monsters. Okay, so you saw a picture of Ron DeSantis with the go-go boots? Yeah, that was a while ago. That was after Hurricane Ian. Anyway, so I have a lot of people. This is going to become a movement. I called it. I called it accurately, I think, because I saw after the shooting that Nashville was going to rise up, and me and Kathy talked about it on our Spirit Talk podcast show, because we did a show the same day as the shooting. There's going to be a light shown on what's going on with the fascists. So, but this is about, oh no, we can't have gun reform. Oh no, we can't have gun laws. No. Yeah. What's really happening is excuse my language, but they're going to piss everybody off. The extremists. And that's what's happened here. The NRA needs to go. They beg your husband for money every week. And I'm presuming he doesn't give them money. I hope that's the case, Cheryl. I would guess that it is. You thought you could make... Damon, what are you talking about? I missed what you said. Hey, baby, what's shaking? Yeah, I don't catch what everybody is writing in the chat. Believe me, I should let you know that. It's really hard. Hello, my darling Damon. I should let people know that because I don't want you to think I'm being rude. No, he doesn't. Good. Okay. Dan, we might have to put you in timeout. Be good. All right, I'm looking at Trump real quick because here's the thing. Trump is really mentally unstable and he's dangerous. So we're going to have to start praying more about that too. He's dangerous. Trump is very dangerous. He's giving away our secrets. He's like a caged animal. He's calling for violence. We have to pray for everybody who works in justice, all the judges, all the prosecutors, for protection for them. Okay. People are going to get pissed off, I said, about the gun issue. So this is about Trump now. This is the DOJ is plotting at a particular tempo with the Trump thing. The guides are showing me that they're working in the dark of night, the DOJ, which just kind of gives me the image of, making things really concealed so that the public doesn't really know what's coming next. We kind of saw that in New York. Yeah, I did see a gag order for him. Lisa, that's a good point. I don't know. Maybe he did get bad news over the weekend. We can look at that. So the DOJ, all the justice system and the prosecutors, and they're doing this in a very, it's almost like, it's like a chess game. They're doing this in a very, it's a timing thing, very measured way. Very measured way. And the Six of Wands, this is about January 6th. This could refer to that Jack Smith is coming after Trump for January 6th first. That's what it feels like. The Page of Pentacles. That's a message coming to Trump. And it feels like this week. Oh, thank you. I bought the polish today. I needed some new polish. That's coming this week. I see Fani gave him a warning that she won't tolerate his threats. That's true. I see Trump support slipping really fast. Thank God for all of them. Yes, we'll send protection. We have powerful prayers and intentions in our groups and in Church of Spirituality. Pretty powerful. The leaks. Oh. Great 70th birthday present. Is it your 70th birthday, Gloria? Today? Happy birthday if it is. I hope it's happy. We'll look at a little more about Trump. So it looks like Jack Smith. They're keeping it really, 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 really secret. The timeline of when things are going to happen. That feels like the most closely held secret of all. Let's see. And what I'm going to read on now is what Trump is. What his mental state is. Hit the thumbs up if you can. I think it's Gloria's birthday today. Pretty sure. Happy. I have Betty Bunny is behind me. She had a busy season. Not today. When was it? Are you in Aries? No, Trump can't keep his big mouth shut. No. And he's just, he's digging himself a bigger and bigger hole. And there was a time that I was like, whoa, we ain't seen nothing yet. And I couldn't believe that he could get worse. But I was referring to Trump would get worse. And lo and behold, what'd I say? Shocking but not surprising. So this is about Trump's mental state. He really is devastated. He really is devastated. And here's that news that's coming again. And here's the evidence. Yeah, he has had mental issues he does. That's a good point, Sheila Edwards. He has had mental issues his whole life. I think the heartbreak has to do with Melania. Has Melania asked Donald Trump for a divorce recently? Is that what I'm picking up on? Yeah, I'm feeling like she's trying to. Your mom always tells you never thought you'd see someone worse than Nixon. I know, he makes Nixon look like an angel. It's really unbelievable. We are in a crisis in this country. We're in crisis. Tennessee just is calling for the House Speaker of Tennessee to resign. Did that just go up on the news? Yeah, he'll probably be in a mental hospital. That's what I've seen all along. I've seen that all along. Yeah, I see she's asking for a divorce. Currently. I mean, we're not like dumb. We know there's no love there. She doesn't get any money from the divorce until Barron is 18. How old is Barron right now? Trump doesn't have any money. I've been saying that Trump he doesn't have any money for at least 2 years now. 2-3 years. I haven't seen him. He's 17. When's Barron's birthday? Can we just take a moment and think about how grateful we are that we are not in 2018 or, oh, Barron just turned 17? Oh, okay. I don't think she's waiting for Barron to turn 18. I'm not picking that up. And I've always picked up that Melania has a boyfriend on the side. Trump probably knows. I mean, he had his fling, so why not? People in glass houses should dress in the basement. Have you ever seen, I see this around a lot, if I'm driving at night. A lot of homes are designed so that they're all like glass, and like you can see they're watching TV. You can see everything people are doing. I don't know if I would like that. I can't say his name, that's how bad it is. There was for a long time when I was doing PNN on Facebook, which I'm not on Facebook anymore, so don't try to reach me there. I started my Psychic News Network on Facebook, and I would refer to Trump as he who shall not be named all the time, but that got a little cumbersome. Yes, Sue. Truer words hardly ever spoken. I'm going to read what you said. The GOP is beholden to the larger global anti-democracy forces that are relentlessly pushing for implementing authoritarianism in the United States and authoritarianism in the whole world. Yeah. And that's the part that I really want to see. My desire is to see everybody get the memo on that. Yeah, Damon, right? I don't know if you've seen that. Like here, I've seen a lot of homes. I don't know if it's a new trend or something that the homes are built and they're pretty much all glass so you can see everything. You know, because people are making popcorn, they're watching a movie, they're playing with the kids, you know. Okay. There's a lot of comedians in the house tonight. The moon is in Sagittarius. That makes sense to me. All right. I forgot what I was going to read on. Ron DeSantis. Let me tell you about, I don't know why I keep having this image of Ron DeFascist. And I'm going to read about this. Why is Trump mad or insane? He was Mussolini in his past life. He came in a little off. Carl, I haven't seen you in a dog's age. Good to see you. Speaking of being on Facebook in the past. I heard Barron is really, really tall. We were talking about Barron. All right. So I keep having this vision of Ron DeFascist of Florida, and I have this vision of the military police in Florida. This is just an image that keeps coming to my mind. It's probably symbolic. Storming Disney World. And I'm open to whatever you guys think of that impression that I keep getting. I keep feeling like I keep having this image. I think it's symbolic. I hope it's just symbolic. I hope it's just something that's been floated and I'm picking it up on the ethers, but I feel like Ron DeFascist is going to order military police to storm Disney World. Yeah, that's what I don't know. I just thought I'd throw it out there because I kind of can't shake it. Am I picking up on what Ron DeFascist would like to do? I'm picking up on what he would like to do. I think he fantasizes about that. I think he fantasizes, like stormtroopers. About, yeah, that's interesting. Because he's so mad at Disney. Doesn't that make sense? Disney's 100 this year? When's their actual birthday? Is it 100? No, it's not 100. Disney's not 100. I almost fell for that. Disney's 75, I think. Wait. It's not 100. That would mean that Disney was built in 1923. No, I'm not saying that he's going to do that. I'm just saying, I think he's fantasizing about that. 1923? Do you mean, but I'm thinking about when they built Disney World. That wasn't 100 years ago. I heard that Ron DeSantis got married at Disney World. I did hear that. Is this just a fantasy that Ron DeFascist is having? Is he making plans for that? No. Okay, so I think I'm picking up on what he's wanting to do. And by the way, I've said consistently, I do not see him. Yeah, I thought it was more like 1955 that Disney World was built. I don't see Ron DeFascist running for president. I don't. Joy Reid calls him putting fingers. Speaking of bad decorum, right? I was so like repulsed by the thought of him eating chocolate pudding with 3 fingers. And you know, on Fox they were saying like, well, why should we care if he eats pudding with 3 fingers? It's gross, and it speaks volumes about who that person is, being a public, you know, like in public office with people around him and eating like that. It's totally gross. Disney World opened in 1961. It is gross. You know, you don't eat pudding with your fingers. He's a disgusting human. And he always looks like he's constipated or something. I don't know what it is. Sorry. Yeah. Don't think that what's going on in Tennessee is not going to have ripple effects. My tea is now getting cold. Let's look at what's going to happen to him. You think he's a semi-closet case and a black guy broke his heart? He's good. I don't know where you guys are getting it tonight. Honestly, I don't know. Let's see what his fate is. I remember on Friday, if you were here, if you were with me on Friday, for PNN, I saw that that Ron DeFascis's wife was going to get him in big trouble. The stupid, if it's not the stupid go-go boots, it's going to be his wife. And you guys have put her name up before, but it's just is not sticking in my brain. Yeah, usually people who intentionally persecute gays are gay themselves. Yeah, look at Lindsey Graham. By the way, I don't know if you saw the clip of Lindsey Graham. I don't know what Donald Trump has on Lindsey Graham. It's probably that he's a gay and Lindsey thinks that that's a terrible thing. But did you guys see? Yeah, what's his... Casey. I don't know why that's just not sticking with me. I think she has such bad energy. I don't want to remember her name. Did you guys see the clip of not only Lindsey crying and begging for money for Donald Trump, who's supposedly a billionaire, and he's like, oh, just $5, just $20, whatever you can spare, right? Because a lot of the Trumpsters are sadly poor or low income. Lindsey like looked orange and he had like a Trump hairdo. Did anybody see that? Did you guys see that? He looked like he Oompa Loompa Lindsay. Lisa's cracking me up tonight. She's not the only one. He looked like he was trying to look like Trump. And I got a feeling that Trump put him up to it. Let's ask the pendulum. I really did. I felt like somebody put him up to it. What do you think, Damon? Do you think someone put him up to it? Because that was just too... Did somebody tell Miss Lindsay that he had to do that? I'm getting a yes on that. By the way, speaking of my pendulum, I just want to mention when just going back to Tennessee for a second. The pendulum swung that the black representatives, you know, full disclosure, we're not going to get ousted. And so anyway, they're back. Yeah, did you guys, Trump did his makeup. Who will do that next? That's a good question. Who do you think would do that next? Would just, like Lindsay was going, it just was as if Lindsay was going to a Halloween party as Trump. But it's April, so. Yeah, Trump is not a billionaire. Trump doesn't have any money. Oh, the Tennessee House Speaker doesn't live in his district and he's not. Let's throw vibes out that he gets ousted. Cameron Sexton, ousted. Marjorie Taylor Greene will do it next. Who do you think Fox did Lindsay's makeup? Did you guys see that? Oh my goodness. What the heck am I reading on? Ron DeFascist? I keep jumping around, sorry. Ron DeFascist is he's trying to keep keep his cards close to his chest, so to speak. He's got stuff he's hiding. He's got stuff he's hiding. We'll get to Jim Jordan. We read on these guys a lot on Friday. King of Swords. I really always, when I read on Ron DeFascist, I see heavy ties to Russia. What happened to the 6 million Trump raised? You mean most recently? I'm just reading the chat. And I'm listening to the bell. Can you guys hear the bell? The seagulls went to sleep, and that's the City Hall bell that we can hear more loudly because they tore down the building behind me. Oh, you think Jim Jordan will be next? The same day Lindsay was looking like Trump, Sean Hannity was also very orange. Really? Oh my gosh. You could hear the bell? I know, it's an old City Hall. It's really an historic building. It's beautiful. It was probably built in the mid-1800s, as was this building that I'm in. Okay, Walt Disney did the first Mickey Mouse film in 1923. That makes, yeah, okay. That makes sense. Thank you, Uptick888. I haven't done my commercial yet. Sometimes I forget. I'll get to it. Page of Swords. Okay, whenever I think of Ron DeFascist, I see strong ties to Putin. Strong ties to Russia. And that's what he's trying to do. What Ron is trying to do is, I'm starting to think of it as fascist Florida. Do we have any Floridians here? It's turning into a fascist state, and I wish I was just kidding about that. And I really feel like Ron is using the autocracy takeover playbook, and that he's been counseled by that, what's that girl's name, Christina Pushka or something, who works for him, and she's from Russia, and yeah, he's holding on to a lot of secrets, but I always get that Jack Smith is onto him. That's my psychic impression. Fascist Florida here? Yeah. Yeah, it's terrible. What are you doing, Dancing Warrior? What are you doing about it? Okay, what are you all doing that are in Florida? Because we want to help you. Evil Phil, you must have just shown up. We know there was another shooting. We are really wanting to mobilize and activate to stop this gun violence. Is Jack Smith on to Jenny Thomas? I think so. I'm always surprised at how much I see that he's also on to Ron DeFascist. What do I see for abortion bill? I know, Kathy. There's so much to cover, and I'm just talking too much. The moon's in Sagittarius. Okay. Let's take a look. Have you guys heard this story? Have you guys heard what Abbott's doing? No, you don't have to apologize, Evil Phil. You don't have to apologize. I'm just saying, yeah, I usually, if it's a major news story, I've seen it because I watch the news all day. I check in on the news all day. Yeah, thoughts and prayers, 20 years, same response. Yeah, crazy. Abbott, apparently, I kind of heard the story yesterday and I didn't read it from a news source just yet. But apparently, there's some heinous person in prison in Texas for murdering a protester at the Black Lives Matter protests. Have you guys heard about this? And so Greg Abbott, rather than, govern and help the people, his constituents in Texas, is rallying to get this prisoner who murdered a Black Lives Matter protester to get him freed. That's what I heard, so I'm going to take a look at... All right, let's see. Is it... What? Heinous people. Heinous people. Is Greg Abbott going to succeed in getting the murderer of the Black Lives Matter protester? Is he going to succeed in getting him released? Is it pardoned or released or both? You heard about it. Bon Blue heard about it. Is he going to succeed in getting him pardoned? The pendulum's going no. When Trump goes to jail for real, you hope the repugs can send him thoughts and prayers. I'm getting to know that he won't get pardoned. That's interesting. But if he's pardoned, doesn't he get released, or is it? I don't know. I am not up on the prison, how the prison system works, and I think it would be hard to follow anyway. Okay. If you live in Florida and you want Grassroots of Democracy to help you, come to our meetings. Grassrootsofdemocracy.com. I have to take my commercial break. It's just for what I'm offering. It's not too late if you are interested in signing up for the 4-session on Saturdays course on a spiritual approach to weight loss. The reason it's not too late to sign up, even though we had a class on Saturday, is because the classes are recorded. So if you want to sign up for that, go to psychicannetdion.com and sign up for the spiritual approach to weight loss class. You won't regret it. There's meditations included and all kinds of good information. And we don't ask you how much you weigh or how much you want to lose. That's your business. I've got plenty of time to do a reading for you. psychicannetdion.com. You can book on my website. I have a pendulum class coming up on May 6th, which is going to be here before you know it. All my classes are on Saturdays. Tomorrow night and every single Tuesday, we have 20 on Tuesdays, which is a guided meditation for a healed America. We do that together. You can also sign up for that on grassrootsofdemocracy.com. You just put in your email address to receive the Zoom invite. And there's more, but I can't think of it. I do PNNs Monday, Wednesday, and Friday around at 7 or shortly thereafter. Sometimes I'm caught up in a news story and I'm a little late. All right, and please hit the thumbs up if you can. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I am not the best marketer on earth, that is for damn sure. And I really would like to get my numbers up. And because I do Church of Spirituality and I'm not even up to 1,000 views on that, that brings my numbers down. So watch Church of Spirituality, you'll get spiritual upliftment. You have to at least watch the sunrise service. And there's my commercial, psychicannetdion.com. Join us tomorrow night. Yeah, thank you, Uptick. And maybe put up the grassrootsofdemocracy.com too. Oh, and if you want, sending thoughts and prayers to Trump if he goes to jail. If you want to tip me, I'm not going to stop you. There's a tip jar in the description. And thank you for those of you who have donated. It warms the cockles of my heart. Okay, so let's take a look at this abortion pill being taken away. Remembering that it's not just for that. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. It's not just for that. It's for emergency situations that women could find themselves in for complications in pregnancy. So basically, as I'm looking at my button that says well-behaved women rarely make history. And we do have comedians up here tonight. Lots of jokes in the chat. So, let's just reflect on this for a second. What this judge in Texas is actually doing is saying, let the women die. Just let them die. So let's see how that's going to go. Let's see how that's going to go. The Biden administration is starting to resist and push back. So here we are. I see a lot of lawsuits. I see a lot of litigation. I see a big, huge, I want to call it a campaign of women doctors, OBGYNs especially, mostly women, that are going to be fighting this to the death. I mean, I don't mean they're going to die. I just mean fighting, because women will die. They will die. Because if they're septic, if they have complications in their pregnancies and they can't, do what they need to do, what's going to happen is we're going to get ready. We're going to hear some really sad stories. The Ace of Cups. I got to tell you, I think this is going to, what they're doing with abortion, with these bans, is going to strengthen our democracy. We don't want to do it at that price, but it is going to be the difference between our democracy, people rising up or just kind of being a little too complacent. And the Six of Swords is, we will see a lot of sad, scary stories, but what I want to ask is this judge going to succeed in having a nationwide abortion ban? Biden and DOJ stopped it. It is done. Isn't it going to stay right now? You ate a small package of Peeps this Easter? You haven't eaten Peeps in years. I have a whole box of them behind me. And I was on my own yesterday, so I didn't give them away. Wish I had the opportunity. The men pushing to stop abortions believe sperm is sacred. What? I can't unsee that. Okay. Is there going to be a nationwide ban on the abortion? Is there going to be the pendulum saying there's not going to be a nationwide ban on the abortion pill? So there's that. There will not be a nationwide ban on the abortion pill, is what I'm seeing. All right, I am going to look at more about that. Actually, I'm going to look at, I didn't write that judge's name down. I don't even think I want to know his name, but the judge in Texas that wants to ban the abortion pill. He wants to just say, oh, the FDA, that doesn't count. They're trying to abolish the FDA. They're trying to abolish the FBI. They're trying to mess with our national security. Tommy Tuberville, I want to call him a really, really bad name right now, is screwing with our national security because of the abortion ban that he wants in our military, and what Tuberville is doing. Let's read on him. Is a threat to our national security. Uptick 888. I'm not worried about it. I mean, you have to eat a whole lot of Peeps to get cancer from Peeps. What's going to happen to that judge? We'll read on Tuberville next. We cannot not pay attention. There's too much really bad crisis stuff going on. That's why I started PNN, honestly. We're not going to eat a whole case of Peeps. Sorry. I know, I'm kind of all over the place. This judge, what's going to happen to this judge? I have the Tower card. The Tower card. The judge in Texas is a Trump appointee. I see. Yeah, Sandra, you're saying it's done, dead in the water. I'm not convinced that it's done yet. Not convinced. And I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying psychically, I just feel that there's more. We're going to find out what that judge... Lisa, are you a Sagittarius? Are we going to find out what that judge's daughter looks like? Going to happen. Okay. Going to happen. I don't get that it happened yet. There's a temporary stay. But this is what's going to happen to that judge. What do you think that means? This is the Texas judge. What do you think that means? Come on, people. Work with me. What do you think that means? Mom of 6-year-old who shot teacher has been criminally charged. Yeah, good. 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 It's a good thing that teacher didn't die. Because of the strength of the will of the people. Power to the people! That's what the Justins were saying today. That's what Justin Jones said when he got his seat. Walked right back into the building. Power to the people. This is the people. This is a judge in Texas. This is the people ousting the judge in Texas, and he's going to have to surrender. I don't know if that means, I don't know if whack-a-moles. I don't know if that means, there's so many things that cause cancer. I'm not worried about peeps. Just have a positive attitude. You'll be all good. It looks like, I mean, the judge in Texas will have to surrender, and I'm kind of curious about that surrender. You've been eating peeps most of your life, and you're good. See? Could that judge get impeached? Yeah, those, you know, we're just speaking of the Justins, we need them. They are 2 men on their life mission. Disney World opened in 1971. Disneyland came first. See why I lose my place? I'm talking about 5 things at once. I feel like going to get a peep. Should I get a peep? No. If I get a peep, it's going to distract me. DeSantis got married at Disney World. All right. Okay. Let's see. I promised you I would read. You're not a Sagittarius, you're a snarky Virgo. I don't know. I think if you checked your chart, you'd see either Sagittarius or Leo highlighted. So scary that a judge would overrule the FDA, but oh yeah, we want to see. Is he going to be impeached? Can he be impeached? We are keeping the dream alive, that's for sure. Is a judge in Texas, I'm getting he'll be impeached. Impeached! That's a pretty energetic yes. I'm picking up that judge in Texas has got nefarious stuff going on. Well, that kind of goes without saying, right? That he's being paid, and I'm picking up on King Clarence. King Clarence. Yep. Direct connect. Direct connect. Direct connect. This channel is based on my psychic opinion, my psychic facts. I'm picking up a really strong connection from that Texas judge to Clarence Thomas. That's what I'm saying. Who would impeach him? I don't know. I don't know if I don't know enough about the legal system to know. You know, this is what we do at Grassroots of Democracy. If inquiring minds, you know, we do a deep dive. We do the research in our meetings. He's part. I'm picking up. He's part of Clarence's club. Okay, let's take a look at King Clarence. What's the fate of King Clarence? Yeah, Josh Hawley's wife brought the case to Amarillo. It's so nefariously illegal and wrong and evil what they are doing. Yeah, it's a web of deception, but the deception's kind of like run out. Okay. The highest court in Texas can impeach him? I call Clarence Thomas King Clarence. So this judge in Texas has a direct connect. Is this judge in Texas part of the Federalist Society? Yeah. And then some. Yeah, really strong. Read on Congressman James Comer in Kentucky. James Comer from Kentucky, you know what he reminds me of? The class dunce. I mean, I don't mean to insult people that are not smart, but honestly, we all had somebody in our class when we were in elementary school that was just dull. And just, there's no sharpness there, right? That's James Comer. I was going to read on Tuberville. Let's do that first. All right, let me the list. Tommy Tuberville, what's his fate? He's putting our national security at risk. Congress has to start the impeachment. Okay, of that Texas judge. I like it. Nashville voted to reinstate. Yeah. Yeah, we talked about that already. In fact, I was late coming on because I had watched it for the past for like an hour and a half. The Justin Jones getting reinstated. Tommy Tuberville. Do you guys know this story? He's putting our national security at risk because he's so hell-bent. You don't have to apologize, Kelly. No problem at all. I just want to let you know that we talked about that, and we're excited. The light is winning. It's fine to bring it up again. I just want you to know that we didn't miss up. It's all good. Tuberville. This is going to. It's funny because these guys are doing such heinous things. So this is Tommy Tuberville, who's putting our national security at risk through the. I mean, it's a long kind of convoluted way. Look it up. Tommy Tuberville. We are Team Light. We are agents of the light. AOL. New meaning for AOL. I don't think AOL is used that much anymore. So, agents of light. This is Tommy Tuberville, the death card. And what's March 20th? Is that your birthday? Some of you are saying that's Barron Trump's birthday. Tommy Tuberville. The Speaker of the Tennessee. So Cameron. Different topic. Cameron Sexton, the Speaker of the House in Tennessee, peed on one of the Justin's chairs. I don't know which Justin it was, but it doesn't really matter. And we need to write. We need to figure out. This is what we do in Grassroots of Democracy. We're like, we don't like that. What are we going to do about it? Okay, and we figure it all out. And if you are on the Grassroots of Democracy email list, you'll receive all the notes from our meeting, so you'll know what to do about it. Tommy Tuberville, 5 of Wands. He's got some challenging stuff coming for him. And the death card. What he's doing, putting our national security at risk, Tommy Tuberville, who is an election denier and Trumpster, and he's a fascist, and he's a misogynist. He's going to be gone, and we'll be happy. I'm not sure how he's going to go. Maybe get voted out. Okay, King Clarence. King Clarence. Now, remember, we did talk about this on Friday. It's all coming back to me. That I have seen Clarence Thomas being forced to resign. And I think this might do it. What's that? What's the guy's name? The multi-billionaire that can't even believe it. Clarence, like, oh, well, I didn't know I was supposed to report that. Crazy. Do I see Dominion going after the pillow guy? Yep, I do. So, boy, this is a really multi-layered, Clarence Thomas, multi-layered. Oh, he's going straight to the bowels of hell. Where to direct? Oh, to the Tennessee. Well, that's what we do. Come to our meetings, Betty. We'll look it up. We have to get Cameron Sexton ousted as Speaker of the House in Tennessee. Harlan Crow, is it? Harlan Crow? Pardon me for jumping around. It's hard to keep up, I know. Harlan Crow, who has a signed copy of Mein Kampf. We know who signed it. Signed by the author. That people can be Nazi sympathizers, that's a monster person. That's a person who's not a human. That's a person who has an evil entity embodying them. That's what that is. So it does make sense. I see the thread from Harlan Crow, Clarence Thomas, and this judge in Texas. I see the thread. What's going to happen to Clarence Thomas? I saw that he was going to be forced to resign. That was months and months ago. I saw him hanging his head in shame and having to resign. He'll have plenty of money. I don't know why they don't have a code of ethics. I don't know why they don't have ethics rules. This is Clarence Thomas. What pain. There's a special place in hell for Clarence Thomas. Yeah. Hanging out with a Nazi admirer, with a Hitler admirer. I can't even, I can't wrap my mind around it. I just can't. Okay. Clarence Thomas has it coming to him. He has inflicted so much pain on America. I'm not going to read the chat right now because it's confusing me. You just... the justice card and the... Okay. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt Clarence. This is going to hurt Clarence Thomas. He's been sweeping everything under the rug for the longest time. He's been destroying this country. Still believe in Anita Hill. Yeah, I don't think there's any one of us that didn't believe in Anita Hill. He's already sold his soul to the devil. There's a special place in the bowels of hell for Clarence Thomas. And Mitch McConnell he's not, he's kind of close to him. Harlan Crow is, there's a special place in hell where Hitler resides, but Harlan Crow goes there. Is it because of this scandal? When I saw Clarence Thomas being forced to resign, it was because he couldn't keep up his shtick. That he had to, the way I saw him leaving was just wanting to keep it keep a low profile, okay, I'll go. Is Jenny Thomas going to be questioned by Jack Smith? I get a yes on that. I get a yes on that. Yeah, what's this with having perverted people on the Supreme Court? Brett Kavanaugh's also in that same category. You're a Sagittarius. Should you play the lottery tonight? I don't believe in playing the lottery. I would never recommend that to anybody. And if you work as a psychic, if you worked as a psychic as long as I have, that's a question that people ask that it's just like the big eyeball roll. Can you tell me what numbers are the winning numbers of the lottery? I digress. Didn't I promise I'd read on Jim Jordan? I did. And I've read on him before, but it's kind of fun because when I read on Jim Jordan, it's like, oh, look. That's going to suck for him. Anyway. Hello, you just joining us? If you just joined us, welcome. I'm glad you're here. We're winding down a little bit. Jim Jordan. I'm going to read more cards about Clarence Thomas, too. But we're just going to the land of Jim Jordan right now. Yeah, Roberts is definitely corrupt. And Alito, they're corrupt and they're misogynist. It's terrible. I wonder what Ketanji Brown Jackson is thinking. Maybe I'll read on that. Oh, yeah, Jim Jordan is... Oh, yuck. Yuck. The United States of America will triumph over Jim Jordan. The Empress, these are two United States of America strong cards against Jim Jordan, and this is us just dancing around. This kind of feels like May Day to me, which is Beltane, which is May 1st. I think around then, there are good things coming. We got to be persistent with the light. We can't let up. It's like the eternal flame. Just keep the eternal flame rolling. This is about Jim Jordan. The Star and the Empress. To me, these two cards represent the United States. Yeah, Jim Jordan has really bad energy. Really bad energy. this is the boy. There's the United States against Jim Jordan. I know. Can you believe that about Clarence Thomas acting like? What did he say? Personal hospitality does not count. Give me a freaking break. Yeah, Jim Jordan. Yeah. We're gonna be so happy. You know when you watch the movie and the villain falls finally. And he is so nervous. He's like, whenever I see Jim Jordan, all I think about is when he was questioned about January 6th. A reporter was saying, "Did you talk to Trump on January 6th?" And he's just like, "Humada. Well, I don't know. What do you mean? I don't know. Did I talk to him? I talk to him all the time." Remember that? That's Jim Jordan. He's got it coming to him. Baby, he's got it coming to him. It's all over. Josh Hawley. Jordan reminds you of Hannibal Lecter? I never saw that movie. I can't watch disturbing movies. I can't watch movies with violence or movies that are psychologically disturbing. I just can't do it. It leaves me very limited. I watch old sitcoms or comedy or late night, but that's about it. It really limits me. I should watch drama. Cannot handle violence. Cannot handle it. What did I promise? I promised I'd read a little bit more on Clarence Thomas. Okay. I kind of have the sense that Sheldon Whitehouse is kind of jumping up and down like, oh, yay, finally the evidence is coming out. I can't watch violence. I cannot watch violence. I never have been able to. It disturbs me. It just bothers me. I can't stop thinking about it. I don't know. And yesterday's sermon at Church of Spirituality, I did talk about, the danger of becoming desensitized. It's pretty dangerous. Clarence Thomas. Something's going to happen quickly. I do feel like Jenny's going to be questioned by Jack Smith. I do feel that. Clarence Thomas. See, this is looking at the past. I see Clarence Thomas having health problems. I think I said that the other day. I think he's going to have a heart attack if he hasn't already. He may have and kept it quiet. People used to die from heart attacks. Doesn't really happen anymore. You guys don't like violence either? That really is interesting because I feel like everybody else can handle it but me. Just judging by how much violence, it's pretty much 90% violence on TV and movies. Ron DeSantis was a Navy officer in Guantanamo. Watching the prisoners tortured, one of the prisoners identified him. That doesn't surprise me in the least. He's a malignant narcissist sociopath. How many times do I just say, I don't know how these people got into office? I just don't get it. Yeah, something's coming quickly for Clarence Thomas. And, when it happens, it's going to be sudden. I feel like Ginny Thomas is going to be questioned. And Clarence is going to be offered, I don't know, what do you call it? Not a stipend. When they let you go and they give you a certain amount of money to keep you going. Not a sabbatical. But he's going. He's going. Clarence is going. I'm going to ask what severance pay. Thank you. It's one of those severance. I see him going with severance pay. Is that what I just see them saying, why don't you, move along, King Clarence. That's what they should call him. Move along, King Clarence. Is he gonna go with, something like severance pay? Yeah. Good riddance to bad rubbish. I'm telling you, there's a special place in hell. It boggles my brain that these people, they don't believe in heaven. So I don't know. Ginny's all like Christian, so if she really believes in heaven and hell, she should behave herself. But Ginny is mentally unstable. She's very mentally unstable. She's not okay. This world spins on violence? Oh, come on. Who's saying that? It spins on violence? I hope you don't think that. Not I. I think that if we had other options, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but years ago, there wasn't that much violence on TV. Long time ago. Is it really necessary? Oh my, look at the time. I only have 5 minutes left. Josh Hawley. The fate of Josh Hawley. Wait, before I do that, is Josh Hawley going to be questioned? Is he going to be subpoenaed? Oh, that's kind of a strong yes. Josh Hawley will be subpoenaed. Clarence will not want to leave. Well, of course he's not going to want to leave. He loves the power and prestige, but he will have to leave. He will have to leave. I don't see that, hang on. No. Clarence Thomas and Kavanaugh gone this year. Yeah, sitcoms, right? I have too much going on here. Clarence will not want to leave. He will have to. Yes, I agree. That's what I was looking for. Josh Hawley. Josh Hawley's in trouble. I do get that. Josh Hawley's holding secrets, and the DOJ is going to find out what they are. It's a very clear picture of what Josh Hawley did on January 6th. Very clear. The DOJ knows his secrets. It's very clear. In the Nine of Cups, there's plenty of evidence against Josh Hawley. Is Josh Hawley going to lose his seat? Is Josh Hawley going to lose his seat? It doesn't look like that's going to make him lose his seat. Wars have been going on for a long time. Some aren't covered, though. What do you mean some aren't covered? Oh, they're not covered. Yeah, well, we know that. War is part of the human condition. It's also big money. And we haven't really gotten into what's going on the world stage because there's so much going on the national stage, and I know that it's all connected. I think that Russia has lost the war with Ukraine. I think Russia lost the war with Ukraine at the beginning of January. But I mean, just in terms of who's ahead. But we don't really hear much about that. I do want to read, actually, please send light to the Wall Street journalist that's in a Russian labor camp, I believe. Yeah. Irina, I just read about Abbott wanting to pardon the man, and I think I gotta know. Greg Abbott wants a man pardoned who murdered somebody at a Black Lives Matter protest. Greg Abbott is a monster too. Josh Hawley. Anyway. Yeah, that's enough about Josh Hawley. What was the other thing? I mean, I just really feel like there's one more thing that I've left out that's huge. Anybody? Going once? Going twice? Are you guys talking about Lindsay? Top secret docs. Well, what I did say was I felt like when I was reading on Trump, I felt like there's nothing to read on nothing to read on about the new shooting. I mean, I don't know, like, what I would read. It's heinous, it's horrible. More and more people that are involved and that bear witness to shootings or come upon, the location of a shooting. More and more people, this is not the first time they've been around a shooting. Okay. I did get that, alright, a couple things. I did get that Jack Smith was going to go first for January 6th No, it wasn't the secret documents. It was January 6th. The Pentagon documents were leaked. I got that was Trump. I got that was Trump. That was my immediate impression. That Trump leaked those documents. And maybe it doesn't take a psychic, right? Oh dear. So, I'm so glad you guys have been with me tonight because it's a lot. And we need to all be in this. What did we say at the start of COVID? We're all in this together. We really are. I didn't see the opening to SNL Saturday night. I'll have to check it out. Sometimes they're just not funny. So, it's hard for me to watch it. I got that Trump was connected to that. Yeah, that was the first thing I thought immediately. He's really put our nation in total danger. So if you know any Trumpsters, just sit them down gently. Yeah, World War III, that was bad. And it was around the same time. What was at the Pentagon? I feel like Trump has a hand in that. Maybe it wasn't recently. Maybe it wasn't recently. Okay. Trump at the Last Supper. Oh, SNL. I saw a picture of that. Okay, I'll watch that. I will watch that. It's time for me to pull 3 cards for the collective. Gloria, I'm tapped out. I already said Trump had something to do with it. The Pentagon leak. Please tip me if you can and hit the thumbs up if you haven't already and subscribe if you haven't already. Okay. 3 cards for the collective. By the way, tonight I've been using the Witch's Tarot. I really love this deck. It's kind of small, but it's really pretty. 3 cards for the collective between now. I'm glad you pray for the children that were kidnapped, the Ukrainian children. It's really awful. Okay, you're welcome for a great show. I'm glad you think it was great. The 3 cards for the collective. I feel like we're going to hear indictments. The 9 of Swords. Somebody's got it coming to them. For the collective. No, well, I don't mean like you guys. You'll be fine. You'll be good. The 3 of Pentacles. Okay, what we're going to see is the 9 of Swords. This is Trump energy. This is Trump. Thank you. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up and for being here. This is Trump's energy. We're going to hear about how much he's suffering. Oh, we always hear that anyway. Doesn't take a psychic in that. 3 of Pentacles. We are going to be, we're going to see signs that we really are, we're fighting back. We need to fight back. You hope it's Marjorie Taylor Greene? Somebody's going to be, well, she's very connected to Trump. I didn't read on her tonight, gratefully. The 9 of Cups. Well, this is a couple of things. The next couple of days we're going to see, oh wow, we're really vulnerable. Better keep praying. But we are rebuilding our democracy. This is the very beginning stages of that. And the 9 of Cups is, we have a lot to work with. So don't think that we don't. We have a lot to work with. This next generation, support them as much as you possibly can. Support any movement, any mobilization on gun laws. And I know we have a lot of crises happening, but how much we've been praying and intending and what happened in Tennessee and other things like Wisconsin, Judge Dana, there are things that have happened that we've really put a lot of mental focus on that give me a lot of hope that it's working. Okay. That's the Monday night. That's the way it is. The Monday night PNN. Please tell your friends. Please share. Please do something to help me to get my numbers up. I would really appreciate it. And book a reading. PsychicAnnetteDion.com. You have to type in the .com if you don't just click on a link here in the chat or below. PsychicAnnetteDion.com. I love you so much. And I'm glad we made it through that Holy Week. If you get an opportunity, watch the services from the past 4 days. There's always some great, great messages. Namaste. See you later.